Through this city runs a ribbon of water, a constant and a story of change, a story of rise and fall, of invention and reinvention, of a city schooled in hard knocks, my city. Glasgow isn't afraid of hard work. We face the world with sass and grit, and we're connected to the world by this river, the Clyde. In the age of sail, a great trading port. In the age of steam, the pounding heartbeat of the Industrial Revolution. The workshop of the empire until its thunder began to fade. Good times, bad times, our spirit remains unbroken. United in adversity and sometimes divided by rivalry, and yet it still glows with pride and warmth. As we've been saying for centuries, you're most welcome. Come on in. Hi everyone, this is Vivi. I hope you liked my speech at the beginning, which was a speech by Billy Connolly, a famous Scottish comedian and actor, and he read it at the opening ceremony of Glasgow's Commonwealth Games, which were held just a few weeks ago in the city. And to see that speech on TV was really quite rousing, especially when it was done to the backdrop of a film about Glasgow. And I thought I'd repeat it as a sort of introduction to my Scottish facts video. And this is really just a test video, as I have a new microphone. So I'd really like to know what everyone thinks. And hopefully this will be the beginning of some really great videos. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to whisper some facts you should know about Scotland, which comes from the Telegraph newspaper. And I'll just do them in order. And I have arranged these to be read out to a backdrop of photos of Scotland, so I hope you like them. And let's begin. So the first fact is that the official animal of Scotland is the unicorn. The shortest scheduled flight in the world is 1.5 miles long from Westray to Papa Westray in the Orkney Islands of Scotland. The journey takes 1 minute 14 seconds to complete. Scotland has approximately 790 islands, 130 of which are inhabited even. picture in the world. A whole 15 seconds. Scotland has more than 600 square miles of freshwater lakes, including the famous Loch Ness. The capital of Scotland, Edinburgh, is only its second largest city after Glasgow. Edinburgh was the first city in the world which had its own fire brigade. Like Rome, Edinburgh was built on 7 hills, and the capital has more listed buildings than anywhere in the world. Scotland had its own monarch until 1603. After Elizabeth I died, James VI of Scotland also became James I of England, ruling both countries. St Andrews Links is considered the home of golf. The sport has been played there since the 15th century. Queen Victoria is reputed to have smoked cigarettes during her visits to the Highlands of Scotland to keep away the midges. Edinburgh was home to Skye Terrier Greyfriars Bobby, who captured the hearts of the nation by sitting on the grave of his dead owner for 14 years. Scotland is currently the second largest country in the UK after England. The highest point in Scotland is Ben Nevis at 4,406 feet or 1,343 metres. The motto of Scotland is Nemo me impune lacessit, or no one provokes me without impunity. It is used by the Order of the Thistle and on later versions of the Royal Coat of Arms. The country is a favourite with the royal family, who holiday at Balmoral Castle in Royal Deeside. In the northeast of the country, girls are called queens and boys loons. The first recorded appearance of the elusive Loch Ness monster occurred in 565 AD, when a water beast attacked one of St. Columba's followers in the loch. Scottish city Aberdeen is known as Europe's oil capital, or the Granite City. The deepest loch in Scotland, Loch Marar, reaches 1,077 feet down and is ranked the 17th deepest lake in the world. Scotland's smallest distillery, Edrader in Pitlochry, has 100,000 visitors per year, but produces just 90,000 litres of malt whisky. Scotland is home to the oldest tree in Europe, a twisted yew, which stood in Fordingle for 3,000 years. According to local legend, Pontius Pilate was born in its shade and played there as a child. The raincoat was invented in 1824 in Scotland by Charles Mackintosh, a chemist born in Glasgow. In Great Britain, the garment is still called a mac. The official religion of Scotland is Christianity, with churches traditionally being called kirks. Scotland gained independence in 1340 1707. The country has an area of 30,414 square miles. The total population is around 5.2 million, around 8.5% of the UK's population. The country has approximately 167.5 people living per square mile. There are as many Scottish people living in North America as in Scotland, with censuses in the United States and Canada, identifying around 5 million people claiming Scottish ancestry. The country still has its own legal system separate from England, Wales and Northern Ireland. Juries can return verdicts of not guilty, guilty and not proven. The Bank of Scotland, founded in 1695, is the oldest surviving bank in the UK. It was also the first bank in Europe to print its own banknotes. Famous Scottish inventions include the television, developed by John Logie Baird in 1925, the telephone by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876, and penicillin by Alexander Fleming in 1928. The first teaching hospital in America, the Baltimore Infirmary, was founded by a Glasgow surgeon, Granville Sharp Paddison, in 1816. Scotland has 3 officially recognised languages: English, Scots, and Scottish Gaelic, with just 1% of the population using the last. It is home to 19 universities and institutes of higher education, including St Andrews, where the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge met. Scotland has about the same land area as the Czech Republic, the United Arab Emirates, Panama, the US state of Maine, or the Japanese island of Hokkaido. The 2 first Prime Ministers of Canada, John A. Macdonald and Alexander Mackenzie, were Scottish. One of Scotland's most famous products, whisky, was actually invented in China. It was first distilled by monks in Ireland in the early 15th century, before reaching Scotland 100 years later. The most infamous Scottish dish is haggis, normally made with the heart, liver, and lungs of a sheep, traditionally boiled in that animal's stomach. It is not known where it originated, but a similar dish was mentioned in Greece 2,500 years ago. Scotland has spawned some of the greatest thinkers of the modern age, including Adam Smith, James Watt, David Hume, and John Stuart Mill. Notable Scottish inventions include the method of logarithms, tarmac, and the pneumatic tyre. Many of Scotland's most famous inventions, kilts, tartan, and bagpipes, were actually developed elsewhere. Kilts originated in Ireland. Tartans have been found in Bronze Age Central Europe, and bagpipes are thought to have come from ancient Central Asia. Famous names from Scottish literature include Sir Walter Scott, Lord Byron, and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The flag of Scotland is known as the Saltire, or St Andrew's Cross. The flower of Scotland is the thistle. Scotland has has the highest proportion of redheads in the world. Around 13% of the population has red hair, with 40% carrying the recessive gene. The first official international football match was played at the West of Scotland Cricket Club in Partick in 1872 between Scotland and England. So guys, that's all for the 50 facts. I have to admit though, I question number 46, which says Lord